everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name's Adam Sykes, the founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform, and today I've got with me
Craig McCarthy, development manager of SwiftCase.
I'm Phil, developer at SwiftCase.
So today we're going to talk about the retirement age and what we think about the way it's changing and like the way that people are living longer and the impact it has, and basically what's everyone's thoughts about it. So
I mean, personally, as the youngest man in the room, I fully expect to probably be working until I die, really. Only because it feels to me like it is constantly, well, it's not constant, but it is always getting extended. Obviously people are living longer, but I can't really ever imagine, especially at like an older age, to be fair, being like, do you know what, that's it now. I don't think it would really...
Well, not in this kind of work.
No.
Because my dad is like pushing 70 and he still is on his computer doing all kinds of stuff. You know,
I mean, I suppose like your role changes almost, but I think you can scale it back a little bit. So yeah, I fully expect to be working until I drop.
But also as a man, you're much more likely to drop at an earlier age as well.
Well, yeah, exactly, especially all the coffee.
Well, it's got life lengthening. Yeah, it's apparently, you know, if BBC News and
not the amount
Daily
of
Mail. But it's the quality of the coffee that we have that gives us.
Yeah, exactly.
The latte art in the top.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think this is interesting is because, you know, it's quite high in the UK. It's one of the highest, but not the highest, and it's going to get higher from 65 to 67 in the next 10 years, isn't it? And but the key for me was that I'd also read an article about how actually early retirement is bad for your cognition.
Yeah.
And then actually cognitive decline rapidly begins if you once you've taken retirement. And part of the reason is that you stop socialising as much and you stop, you know, putting yourself exercising effectively your brain. And so in a way that's why I imagine I will still work, because as I mentioned earlier, my dad still is pretty active despite being quite old with technology. It's a passion for him, and I think I just feel the same. And so I don't really see a way where I'd be like, oh, actually, I can't wait to stop work.
Well, it's like that way, you know, you always kind of think, oh, what would I do if I won the lottery?
Yeah, well,
and I always think, well, I'll probably go on a big mad holiday for a couple of weeks, and then when I come back, I'd probably just like do my own thing. But it's something that, you know, you want to do. That's going to actually, you know, be creative and kind of just engage what you've already been doing, really, exactly. Your own thing. So that's exactly the same way I feel, really. But I think with the retirement age, it very much depends on what you're doing. Really, we're talking about creative stuff, like the tech world. So it's about solving problems and things like that. What if you're doing something that requires physical labour? And you know
you're repairing roads or something.
You got an old fella on top of a scaffold and like just with his back is just done.
It's not something you do at home as a hobby, is it?
No, exactly.
You might, but this is what happens though. I do see some elderly men that did labourers then continue to do odd jobs for friends and family. And they're desperate to seek them out. They're like, oh, do you need your garden doing? Do you need that fixing out there? And you know, that's admirable, because I'm sure they want to keep busy for that reason, because they recognise probably.
My granddad was very like that. He was a joiner, like by trade. He worked for himself in sort of later years, when like in his 50s and so on. But yeah, after he finished, he was always like doing jobs for people, like you know, people who'd been clients for years. He just do the odd job here and there, and like I think it wasn't like a monetary thing. It was more just getting out and about. But you know,
it's a luxury though. It's a luxury to be able to say no or yes. Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think sometimes it's like it's not the thing you're doing. It's having to do it when you don't want to do it. You know, and for retirement allows you to go, well, actually, you know what, I'm just going to do it, and then I'll. I
think a key difference though for people of his generation was that they probably all owned their houses, or a lot of them owned their houses
from age 17.
Whereas like our generation, how many people are going to be getting to retirement age and still renting? And then we haven't got a big enough social sector to suddenly pay for everyone's housing. So all these people who've been on private rented accommodation, who don't own their houses, there's not enough properties. You know, they're going to have to work because they're not going to be able to, you know, the pensions aren't going to be able to cover it. You know, we're probably going to get rubbish pensions as it is anyway. People aren't paying enough into pensions because mostly because they can't afford a house,
exactly,
and they're paying loads of rent.
Yeah.
So there is a big bomb that we might not have the choice. Many of us might not have any choice in the matter of whether we're going to work or not. I mean, I'm probably got the luxury that, I'm on the housing ladder. We probably will be, we will own our house by the time we retire. But I'd be doing it because I'd be bored.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can't take a day off now. I end up doing work. I can't get home at night. I end up doing work, or at least I end up doing work on a side project, something that we'll come on to in a later podcast about side projects, and or outside, things that are a bit more than a hobby. So I think I'm just one of the. I'm not a workaholic, but I couldn't not work. I think I'd always be doing something.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But I think your key point, I suppose, about people in certain manual jobs, it's just not an option, is it? Unless technology comes in to help. Because if you think about it at the moment, yes, someone comes along and has to dig a hole in a road, and then years ago we'd have only had pickaxes and spades. Now we have jackhammers and whatever else. Yeah. You got to think, if people were working longer, if they could have machines that did it, and it's more of a press a button and dig a hole here, draw the picture of the hole that we want, press the button and it does it. You can see how we could, if we knew people had to work longer, we could provide tools that enabled them to do so. You wouldn't necessarily be doing it in such a manual way. Like people always argue, would you like a 70-odd-year-old nurse lifting someone off a bed? But if there was tools and physical infrastructure that could do that, you'd want their experience, but maybe you don't need them to wreck their backs in lifting
that brings
up bed. So then if something has to happen, there'll be solutions, won't there? Because I think the big thing with retirement and people living longer is, you go back 50 years, people retired and then lasted a year or two. Now they retire and last
another 40 years.
Another 40 years, because you retire at 60 and you live to 100, and 65, live to 105. That's probably not going to be unrealistic. Life expectancy for lots of, certainly millennial generation, and with advances in medicine, that's going to happen in the meantime. So there does have to be a point, you do have to accept you can't have a 40-year holiday after working less than 40 years to begin with for most people. I didn't start my working life till I think I was like 28, 29 by the time I finished university and post-grad stuff. But,
that's interesting.
So I'd have actually have left, I'd have had a working life. Say let's round up to 30. And I'd say I worked to, 60, let's say I worked to 70. That's exactly 40 years. And you could live another 40 years, like half your life. Or half your working life would be the same as your retirement life. So, but I mean, no. I think second careers might be an option for some people if we had lifelong training. People could move from a more
that's the key thing, because I think the big problem with a higher retirement age is capacity, because you can get to a certain age and it's just a case of you're not capable of doing that job anymore. So I think if there's something that someone can move into that maybe is less taxing. I've got the solution.
What is it?
It's older people don't sleep as long as younger people, so we can finally get to my dream of 24-hour shops. I like 24-hour world. I hate shops closing and businesses closing. But we could because I don't expect people to work longer hours, but people could do shifts. They could do shifts, and we could do 3-day weeks, and everyone could have much more time off.
This is my favourite idea.
People could be off more, couldn't they? So when you're younger, you don't. So rather than having a retirement at the end, let's just work less throughout our lives and have 3-day weeks with but with more people doing it, and
so you can spend more time. See, this is the problem, isn't it? When
you're younger, you don't have as much time.
But then the older people want to go back to work because they enjoy it. It's the social aspect.
Exactly.
This has solved everything.
So basically, we change it now. The solution is you retire at the age of 20. And you start work at the age of 60, and that's it, sorted. And you just basically pay back. I think that would work.
It would be like a huge increase in suicide.
I expect it to be in
Logan's Run.
I expect it to be in one of the political manifestos of a particular party for this year's general election.
They'd probably watch it.
They definitely watch us. Yeah. Anyway, that was a very interesting SwiftCase productivity podcast about how you can have a wonderful career at the age of 60 when you suddenly retire. And if you've got any comments about what you think about the retirement age, which is, in all joking aside, it's a serious issue that's going to build up to be a time bomb that's facing our country, I think, and probably most countries around the world, certainly the Western world. That is one to look out for. But if you've got any comments that you want to drop below, we'll join you in the conversation there.
And one thing we're not planning on retiring anytime soon is our website, swiftcase.co.uk, whether you're 20 years old or 83. Check out our website and see some of the things that we do. Yeah. And also, don't forget to follow us on social media at SwiftCase UK.
And if you want to see more, press subscribe below the little bell and you'll get notified in your inbox.
Okay, great. This has been the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time.